Good evening and welcome to Poland Daily. I'm Nicholas Richardson and this is the news. The questioning of the status of judges and the validity of their judgments challenges the constitutional foundations of the rule of law. It could lead to legal chaos in Poland. These are the words of the government's position statement on the situation of the administration of justice in Poland. As is stressed in the government's document, this statement is related to the actions of some judges who, through their public speeches and actions, question the status of other judges.
For sure, we will take into account solutions adopted earlier by our friends from the European Union, where the judges are part of the society, with the mission to serve the society, defend their rights, justice and civil rights. We want the judges in Poland to serve in the same fashion. The Code of Ethics for Judges spells out precisely in the Article 3 and 3a that any relationships or contacts with parties of a legal dispute are absolutely unacceptable, particularly objectionable, and might lead to suspicion of bias of such judge. The regulations are clear.
As far as politicians of the United Right are concerned, the participation of judges taking part in last Sunday's demonstrations, along with the politicians from the opposition, is highly disturbing. It creates serious doubts as to the unbiased position of those judges in regards to the political situation in Poland. As we have learned, the regulations in France and Germany are being analyzed in order to adopt the articles to discipline the judges for being involved in the political debate. Unofficially, we were told that the new bill is to be introduced to the lower house Sejm, regulating that kind of responsibility of the judges. Today's statement of the government seems to be its prelude.
A ta dzisiejsza uchwała to stanowisko rządu wydaje się być tego zapowiedzią.
The two-day summit of the leaders of NATO countries on the occasion of the 70th anniversary of signing the treaty establishing the North Atlantic Treaty Organization began today in London. During the meeting, the leaders touched on the subject of the controversy surrounding recent public statements by the presidents of France and Turkey. The president of Poland, Andrzej Duda, led the Polish delegation during the deliberations.
Today, NATO celebrated its 70th birthday. On the occasion, presidents of 29 NATO countries met in London. The president of France, Emmanuel Macron, had earlier questioned the coherence of the alliance, calling it brain dead. The US President Donald Trump reacted very sharply to Macron's statement.
Because I want to get our soldiers out of there. I don't want to be policing a border that's been fought over for 2,000 years. I want to get them out, but I wanted to keep the oil. And now they're saying that was a great deal that Trump made.
Well, that's not the case, because actually NATO is active, NATO is agile, NATO is adapting, and we have just implemented the largest reinforcement of our collective defense since the end of the Cold War.
It's a tough statement, though, when you make a statement like that. That is a very, very nasty statement to essentially 28, including them, 28 countries. I think that you have a very high unemployment rate in France. France is not doing well economically at all. They're starting to tax other people's products, so therefore we go and tax them. It's just taking place right now on technology, and we're doing their wines and everything else. And it's a very tough statement to make when you have such difficulty in...
Last year, Donald Trump speculated about whether the United States might leave NATO, but didn't advance the idea. Now, in the light of the conflict with President Macron, media speculates whether the US president could be about to decide on a US withdrawal from NATO. From the Polish point of view, the summit on the occasion of the 70th anniversary of NATO's birth could be crucial. That is because leaders of member states will make decisions about sharing the financial burdens associated with the alliance more equally among themselves, as well as increasing the ability to faster reactions in case of critical situations. Jens Stoltenberg commented on the matter, declaring the need of cooperation for NATO. Before his flight to London, the president of Turkey, Tayyip Erdogan, mentioned his phone call with the president of Poland, Andrzej Duda. Erdogan announced that if the allies of NATO don't recognize the terrorist formations which the Turkish army fights with, then Turkey will not stand by the NATO's plan regarding the creation of defense plans for the Baltic states.
I spoke with the president of Poland the other day. He asked if we can meet together in London. I said yes, of course, it will be a pleasure. But if our friends from NATO don't recognize the terrorist formations which we fight with, then we're sorry, but we will have to stand up against everyone.
The NATO summit in London will last till tomorrow.
The world is still in awe of the bravery of the three men who took on the London Bridge attacker, stopping him from claiming more victims. One of them was a Polish chef, Łukasz Kocik, who ran towards the screams coming from the fishmonger's hall and faced Usman Khan with only a short pole. He was stabbed 5 times before pinning the terrorist to the ground with the help of 2 other Londoners. One, initially thought to be Wukash, wielding a narwhal tusk which he took from a restaurant wall, and the other, a fire extinguisher. The brave Pole may soon be awarded with a medal for his courage. According to the latest statistics, the Polish diaspora in the United Kingdom is increasing, with a record number of over 1 million Poles now living there, despite Brexit coming ever nearer. Heavy snowfall and freezing temperatures have struck the Balkans. Hundreds of migrants in a makeshift camp in Bosnia are struggling with the weather conditions which, according to some NGO experts, could result in migrant deaths unless they are resettled soon.
A senior human rights envoy who visited the camp on Tuesday demanded its immediate closure, though a Bosnian government minister said it could take up to a month to move the refugees to a more secure location. First of all, as a Bosnian, I'm profoundly shaken, and I think this is a disgrace for Bosnia and Herzegovina. These conditions are not fit for human beings. This is shameful. I cannot believe something like this has been put up in Bosnia and Herzegovina. I'm talking about our history, about everything we went through, all who were refugees. This camp must be closed today. Many of the migrants also complain about not being given better accommodation.
If they really don't want refugees to come to their countries, they should close the Turkey to Greece border. When refugees come to Turkey and they deport all of them, we won't come here back. Now what we had, we spent all of our money, all of our things. We reached here, near to the Europe. Now they closed the Croatia and Slovenia border. When we go there, they strike us and they hit us.
Human rights groups have accused Croatian police of using violence to push the migrants back over the border into Bosnia, a charge denied by Croatian authorities.
That's the news. Thank you for watching. Stay with us for the weather, Poland Daily Business and more programmes. But from me, it's have a good night and a better tomorrow.